if someone left the organization and Windows team delete that login,
Correct.
same login will be there in SQL Server.
How
So
come? How come?
yeah,
How come? See, in this group, if I remove, where is this login? Group login, right? In from this group, if I remove Avinash, if not, I don't remove. If Windows team removed Avinash, let me show you clearly. I'll show you. See, go to users section. I'm going to delete Avinash login. Delete. Yes. Now just execute this again. Earlier, how many logins you can see? Now, how many logins you can see?
uh, okay.
Immediately, Avinash will remove access from all the
Sorry.
systems. Automatically, the
Yeah,
group
yeah.
will be updated.
Once the Windows team will be removed, and the same in the meantime, SQL logins also removed. Okay.
It will be synchronized, guys. That's it. We don't do
Yeah, yeah.
anything. Did I do anything from the SQL server side? Nothing, right? Automatically, that login will be removed.
Okay. Okay.
Got it?
So yeah, yeah, I got it. Actually, one question in the interview also. The question is from what is the orphan user?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have a session on that orphan users, guys. Don't worry. Hmm? We have a session on the orphan users and all. You don't worry. I'll explain. Farewell also we can join in Zoom. Yes, yes, Cynthia's. We can join farewell in Zoom also. So who is good in singing, guys? Singing, dancing. No one is there in this group. Eating food. Chalo, guys. Any questions till now? Any questions till now, guys? No questions? Chalo. Let me explain you this concept, how the things, how permissions will work. Okay, so now you are entered into the SQL server. Okay, listen carefully. Now you are in the SQL server. Now how the access will work. Okay, so imagine these are the databases, guys. Okay, imagine these are the database. Okay, imagine I have two databases. Listen carefully, very simple. Okay, very simple. Imagine two databases in my SQL server. Now one is Zomato, one is Swiggy. Okay, right. So now this is Akhilesh. Okay, let me delete this one. Let me delete all these things. Let me delete this thing as well. Let me right. So now till now Akhilesh can connect to SQL server, right? Akhilesh cannot access any of the databases. It is clear, right? I didn't give any access on any specific database till now. He can only connect to SQL server. That doesn't mean he can access all the databases. He cannot even access one database also. Akhilesh, I gave access to Akhilesh on the SQL server, so he can just connect to SQL server. Till now it's clear, right? Chalo. Now if Akhilesh wants to access this Swiggy database, if Akhilesh wants to access this Swiggy database, explicitly I have to give access. I told you earlier we can limit the access on server level, we can limit the access on database level, we can limit the access on table level. If you want to access, if Akhilesh wants to access Swiggy database, I can give access on the whole database so that he can read all the tables, he can write the tables, he can delete the tables, whatever he wants. No, no, no. We have in Swiggy, we have 100 tables. Out of 100 tables, I want to give access to Akhilesh only on a single table. I can still restrict him to not to access remaining 99 table. He can only access that single table also. For that, what I have to do, I have to give access to Akhilesh on that particular database. When I give access to Akhilesh on the database, one user will be created. Listen carefully. Logins can never enter into the database. Okay, this is the login, right? This login can never enter into the database. Logins are server level principles, they can connect to servers only. But how Akhilesh will pull the data? When we gave access to Akhilesh on the Swiggy database, a user will be created on behalf of Akhilesh. This is called a database level user. Okay, this is called database level user, guys. A user will be created. What is the name of the user? Akhilesh user. What is the name of the login? With the same name, user will be created in the Swiggy database. Akhilesh can never enter into the database. Akhilesh login can never enter into the database. On behalf of Akhilesh, one assistant will be there. When this assistant will be created? When you gave access to Akhilesh on this database, this Akhilesh user will be created. This is Akhilesh login and this is Akhilesh user. This Akhilesh user will help to Akhilesh login to pull the data from the Swiggy database, guys. Is it clear or not? Clear? Clear?
Shanmugh, please explain again.
No problem. Okay, so when you gave access to Akhilesh on the Swiggy database, okay, automatically one helper will be created for Akhilesh login. I told you logins are server level principles. They can connect to up to server only. They can connect to server only, but logins cannot enter inside the database. If Akhilesh wants to read the data from this database, he has to enter inside the Swiggy database, but Akhilesh cannot do that. Who will do that? When I gave access to Akhilesh login on the Swiggy database, automatically Akhilesh user will be created, so he can access the data. So Akhilesh user will be there to help Akhilesh login. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Okay, Shanmugh. And who will give this permission actually?
Will give. SQL DBS will give.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
SQL DBS only will give.
Okay.
Guys, is it clear? So now tell me, if Akhilesh wants to access this Zomato database, I have to again give access to Akhilesh on Zomato database. So what will happen if I give access to Akhilesh on Zomato database? What will happen, guys? One
User
more,
will be
that's it, very good. One more Akhilesh user will be created in the Zomato database. So on how many databases I am giving access, that many users will be created. Now tell me how many maximums we can create for one login. How many maximums we can create for one login? Why 32,000?
Because only that many tables we can create, or that
Not
many
tables, databases.
databases.
Okay, so I can create for one Akhilesh login. If I have 32,767 databases, if I gave access on all the database, in each database one Akhilesh, so total 32,767 Akhilesh will be created, guys. Maximum, I am saying, in the regular scenario, we will give access to 2 or 3 databases, or hardly 5 to 10 databases only. But maximum one login can have 32,767 users. Why? Whenever I am giving access to the login on any database, on behalf of this login, one user will be created, that is called database level user. So on 32,767 databases I am giving access to Akhilesh, each database one user, so 32,767 databases, 32,767 users will be created, guys. Is it clear? Is it clear? If someone deleted this, why? Because you have to understood this concept. Now, just now someone asked, I guess Sandeep, sir, what is orphan user? So in this case, who is the parent and who is the child, guys? Who is the parent and who is the child?
Akhilesh
Login is-
login becomes parents.
Akhilesh login is a parent. Based on the login, Akhilesh user is generated, right? So this Akhilesh user is a child. So for one Akhilesh parent, how many users are there? 2 children are there. For one parent, 2 children are there. What is meant by orphan? If Akhilesh got the job, someone removed Akhilesh login from this. Now these 2 children becomes orphans. Without parent is called orphan, right? Got the point? So that will be discussed during migration, guys. As of now, don't worry about it. So is it clear? When I gave access to any login on any database, one user will be created. Is it clear, guys? Everyone,
Yes,
is it
yes.
clear? So if you want
Sir,
to
in that case, there is no use of that orphans, right, sir?
there is no use. I'll tell you. There is a separate concept, where to handle, how to see, everything will be discussed. There is a separate class on orphan users. Okay, see here. Earlier, Devi Monica cannot connect to database, right? Where is the SSMS? Yes. Now this is Devi Monica's connection. So now if Devi Monica is trying to access, Devi Monica is getting error. I'll do one thing. Okay, see, go here, go to this SSMS. Now check this, where I can see database level users, expand database. In the database level, one more security will be there. See, server level, one more security will be there. This is different. Every database, one more security will be there. That is different, guys. Every database, one more security will be there. In that security, users will be there. Now in this user section, can you see Devi Monica? No, right?
No, sir.
Yeah.
No.
Now let me give access to Devi Monica. See, guys, who can give access? If I am having 100 rupees, then only I can give 100 rupees to you, right? If I have access to give permissions, then only I can give permissions, right? Generally, DBAs will have access to give permissions to others. Okay, so Devi Monica cannot get her own permissions. She has to request SQL DBA team, hey SQL DBA team, I want to access this database, Swiggy database, can you give access? Then as a DBA, what we will do, guys? What we will do? Okay, Devi Monica, do one thing. I need mail manager approval. I need your manager approval. Once you took that manager approval, just attach that approval in the ticket. Then we are why? Because we don't know Devi Monica is an authorized person to access the database or not, right? If someone directly comes to you, hey Shanmu, can you please give me access on that particular so and so database? How can we trust them? In the organization, thousands of people will be there. So we'll ask them to raise a request, and then after raising a request, we'll ask them, hey, we need your manager approval, your business owner approval to access this database. Then Devi Monica will go to business owner and she will ask, I need your approval. That business owner will approve. He will just simply mention approved. So you have to take that email. Devi will take that email and she will attach in the ticket. Then I'll check that. I'll verify whether it is valid email or not, whether the approval is there or not. Then based on that, I'll give access to Devi Monica. How to give access? How to give access? In this case, can I give access to Devi Monica individually? I cannot give, right? Devi Monica is part of SQL DBS group, right? So what I'll do, I'm going to give access to Akhilesh. I'll connect to this SQL Server Management Studio, or else let me do one thing. Let me give access to the whole group, okay? How to give access on the database? No, 1 minute. If I give access to whole group, then again you will be confused. I'll connect to this SQL server, or else we'll do one more thing also. Where is this? I'll close this Devi Monica connection. I'll open Akhilesh connection as Akhilesh login is already there. Right click, run as different user. Akhilesh 1 2 3. Akhilesh to the same server. Okay, he can connect, right? And but he cannot access the database. Databases, he cannot access the database. Okay, he is getting error. Why? Because he don't have access on the database. Right. So I'll give access to Akhilesh. Anyhow, Akhilesh account is created, right? Double click how to give access. I'll tell you. Okay. Go to user mapping. On which database you need access? Select the database. Okay. See here, user. User Akhilesh is creating automatically. For the login Akhilesh, user Akhilesh is creating automatically. Default schema, generally you can keep this as DBO. So what type of access? I can give you any of these access, like these are database roles. I will explain. There is a separate class and database roles and server roles. I can give you any of the access, guys. Okay. So now now I am not giving any access. I am just giving access to the database. Okay. Click OK. Now Akhilesh is having access. See here, immediately in the user section, in the database user section, Akhilesh user is created immediately. See here, as per this diagram, we discussed, right? As per this diagram, Akhilesh login, when you give access on any database, Akhilesh user will be created. Yes, if you check here, for Akhilesh login, I gave access on the Swiggy database for this Akhilesh login. So automatically, okay, a user is created in the database level security section. Now, earlier Akhilesh is unable to expand this database. Now refresh it. Now Akhilesh can expand the database, but he cannot expand Zomato. Why? On Zomato we don't have
Because access is given
yes,
only to Swiggy
Swiggy
database.
database. So that's why for Akhilesh we gave access only on Swiggy database. So that's why he is able to expand Swiggy. And Zomato we don't give access, so he is unable to expand the Zomato database, guys. This is how generally we'll give access on a specific database. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, Shanmu.
Any questions, any doubts?
So show me one more time navigation, like
No
how
problem.
does it?
Yeah, no problem. I'll show you. Okay, so again go to the server. For that you have to go to admin connection. Okay, Akhilesh cannot give his own permissions and all. So this time I want to give access to group. So how to identify a group login and a single individual login, guys? How to identify a group login and a single individual Windows login?
With the name, sir. SQL.
Name, forget about name, icon. Okay,
Icon.
I can give any name. I can give my
Okay.
name also /Shanmukh. Okay, so name it won't help you. Generally, you can see icon with servers. Two people are there with icon, server icon, right? So if it is a SQL login, you can see only a name. If it is a Windows login, you can see server name plus that particular person name also.
Multiple people and single people. We can see the icon.
Yes. Okay, so right, let me show you again. If I want to give access to this Akhilesh again, Akhilesh, okay, server roles, I'm sorry, user mapping. On which database you want to give access? On which database you want to give access?
Zomato.
Zomato.
Okay, select Zomato. See here, don't confuse here. This Akhilesh is a Windows level login. I am giving to SQL level Akhilesh, guys. So now you can see Akhilesh is connected, right? Now Akhilesh cannot expand the database, Zomato database. Okay, Zomato database, he will get the error. You don't have access. Now I am giving access, and in the Zomato security also, you don't see Akhilesh user, right? You cannot see Akhilesh user, right? Now let me give access to this Akhilesh, SQL login Akhilesh. Okay, user mapping, same process. There is no different process for SQL login and Windows login giving access, guys. Process is same. For Windows login, how you are giving access, for SQL login, for group level login also will give same level of access. Will give same way. Okay, again DBO. Okay, done. Sorry, DBO and click OK. Earlier, Akhilesh is unable to connect to that particular. Okay, now see here in the Zomato, in the user section, Akhilesh is created. So this Akhilesh will help to connect to the database. Earlier, Akhilesh is unable to expand the database, right? Now he is able to, but he is not able to expand Swiggy. Why? Why?
Still
Only
permissions are
only
not given to
Yes,
Swiggy database.
for this Windows Akhilesh, I gave access on Swiggy database. For SQL Akhilesh, I gave access on Zomato database. Okay, clear? Even though names are different, guys, it will treat it as a two different logins. Don't think both names are same. Okay, don't think in that way. Names might be same, but it will treat it as a different logins and access also different level of access. Any questions? Depends which login is there, we will give that access. Yes, you are a SQL DBA. Our responsibility is to, we have to give permissions to others. So we will only give, no other people will give the access. As a SQL DBA, we will only give permissions to others. Still your doubt is there. Still you have a doubt. What is your doubt? Tell me, no problem. Who will only give? SQL DB only will give. That's our role only. Yes, he might be part of a group, he might be an individual login, anything he can be. Give. If it is our account, we will have sysadmin privileges. We can do whatever we want in the server. DBS can. Yes. He is a normal user, not a DBA. If he is a DBA, he will be part of our group only. We don't give access to other DBAs, guys. Okay, we'll give access to other users. The user might be a developer, the user might be any other team member and all. Okay, clear? Is it clear, guys? DBS, all DBS will have same level of access. Again, I cannot give access to some other DBA. Why? Because he is part of my group. Whatever permissions I have, he will also have the same level of permissions. Clear, guys?
I have one doubt.
Yes, please.
Yeah, in the group, three people are there, right? Out
Yes.
of three, one person need a permission on one particular database,
That is
and
not
two of
possible. Not possible. How can you give? See, if that
no. If that is a situation, means like
you have to create separate login. See here, Akhilesh is a part of this group, but still Akhilesh, I created a separate login. If there is a scenario that one of the group member needs a separate permissions, again you have to create a separate login for him and you have to give permissions.
Okay, that's what my.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Clear, guys?
So the group you create on the window level and then allow the SQL log into that user to log in only to the SQL side.
Yes, that's it.
Correct.
Group will be created by the Windows people in the on the Windows level or AD level, Active Directory level. Once
And
they
then the
created the
SQL
group, then SQL DBA will enter and they are going to involve and they will give the permissions. Clear, Mike?
Okay, for example, right now you have particular user in a group, in a window group. Now you log into the SQL side. How you log in? I think that's the part I was confused.
Didn't get your question, Mike, first of all.
Okay, so right now there is a user in the group.
Okay.
Now on the SQL side log in without a username, without that new user. How are they logged in?
That individual users you're asking.
Yeah.
See, just now I opened, right, using different users. See, for example, here in this group, Krista is there. What Krista will do, Krista will have separate credentials. Krista.t and Krista, I mean, whatever credentials might be. So while logging into the server, Krista will give her own name and her own password. Okay, while logging into the server, what Krista will do? Krista will give the username, right? Krista will give the password. She want to connect to the server, Mike. Okay, she will enter the IP address of the server, click connect, and what Krista will do? Krista will choose more choices, use different account. She will enter her own account and her own password. Okay, so now when she entered into the machine, then she can see Krista account. Here Krista she can see. On behalf of administrator she can see Krista. When she open SSMS, automatically Krista name will come here in the Windows authentication screen. Computer name or domain name / Krista.
Got it. Okay.
As that account is already there in the group level, so automatically Krista can connect.
Got it.
Got the point?
Thank you. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. You just practice it, it will be cleared. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Fine. Okay, chalo, let's discuss about the server roles. Okay, let's discuss about the server roles now. So server roles are very important. So we'll discuss about the server roles, then we'll discuss about the database roles. Okay, these are main topics in the security. After that, almost security is going to end, guys. Okay, chalo, what is the server role? Where I can see the server role? If you expand server level security, you can see server roles. Okay, forget about these roles. These roles were introduced from SQL Server 2022 onwards. I don't see these roles in the SQL Server 2017 or 2019. So these are introduced from SQL Server 22. We don't use these roles, certificate related roles and all. We'll never use it. So we have to remember all these roles: bulk admin, DB creator, disk admin, process admin, public, security admin, server admin, setup admin, sysadmin. Okay, so for that, if you want to remember all the server roles, we have a shortcut: DB square PS4. Okay, DB square. DB square. What is D? DB creator. Okay, B square, 2 B's. B square means 2 B's. Bulk admin, and what is the other B? BB square PS4. What is the other B, guys? Even I also unable to recollect. So what is the other B? Where is sorry, no, I am so sorry. I am sorry. So not DB square, BD square. BD square. PS4. BD square PS4. B means bulk admin, guys. Bulk admin. D means disk admin. DB creator. Okay, DB creator. P means process admin. S means 4S. Okay, 4S means one is security admin.
Sysadmin.
Okay, sysadmin. Server admin. Setup admin. Other than this, we'll have one more rule called public role. So these are the server roles, guys. BD square PS4. No need to remember hardly. We'll use sysadmin, guys. Sysadmin is important role. Okay, other than this, we don't use, mostly we don't use any of these roles, guys. Okay, if you remember security admin, server admin, that will be fine. Hardly 2-3 roles if you remember. In the interview, they don't ask you, can you tell me all the server roles and all. If they, even though if they ask, you can tell sysadmin. At least 2-3 important server roles are there: sysadmin, security admin, okay, DB creator. These kind of okay, roles you can tell. So we have first of all, what is server role? What is role? First of all, what is role? Role means group of permissions. Simple thing, guys, very simple. Group of permissions, okay, you can call it as a role. So here, for example,
Role. Hello.
yes, please.
Role is a access permission.
Okay. Okay, so group of permissions, generally role means a collection of permissions or group of permissions, guys. So now if you see a SQL DBA group, in this group 3 people can be there, 30 people can be there, guys. All these 3 people I just grouped together, right? So we have different server roles in the organization, in the SQL server. So we have 2 types of roles actually, 2 types of roles. One is server role, second one is database role. Okay, so we'll discuss about the database role later once the server role is completed. So server roles, again we have 8+1 server role. Why 8+1? I'll tell you guys. Okay, these are the server roles. These are the server roles: bulk admin, disk admin, DB creator, process admin, sysadmin, server admin, setup admin, security admin. Okay, and finally public. So this bulk admin will have set of permissions, this disk admin will have set of permissions, this DB creator will have set of permissions, this process admin will have set of permissions, guys. Means group of permissions will be together. For example, if I added you to the DB creator role, whatever permissions are there, you can enjoy all the permissions, guys. Imagine for this, imagine 4 permissions are there. Instead of giving 4 permissions individually, I'll simply add you to this role. Whatever permissions are there, all the permissions that person will get it, guys. You got the point? Imagine if 10 permissions are there for this role. If user is looking for all the 10 permissions, then I'll add to this group, I'll add Akhilesh to this particular DB creator role. So Akhilesh is a part of DB creator role. Now whatever permissions are there for this role, Akhilesh can enjoy all the permissions. That is the actual meaning of role. Clear? Shruti, is it clear, guys? Guys, is it clear? No, now we are giving individual permissions and all, but every role will have some permissions, guys. If same kind of permissions Akhilesh also looking for, then we'll simply, instead of giving individual permissions, I'll add Akhilesh to that role, so that whatever permissions are there for this role, so Akhilesh will enjoy all the permissions. Akhilesh can adopt all the permissions of that particular DB creator role. In the same way, disk admin will have some set of roles, set of permissions, bulk admin will have set of permissions, security admin will have set of permissions, like that. Each admin will have set of permissions, guys. Is it clear?
Sir, under that role, we can limit it to some permissions only, sir?
No, not possible. That is not possible. Okay,
Okay.
but like a group logins. In group login, we cannot limit a specific person, right? So in the
Yes,
same
yes.
way, in that role, whatever permissions are there for that role, he has to adopt all those permissions. One permission, and if we have 5 permissions, 4 permissions he want to adapt and 1 permission he don't want to adapt, that's not possible. By default, he will get all the permissions. Clear? Guys, any questions, any doubts? Chalo. So let's discuss about each role. What are the commands? Okay, we'll use one command to find out the permissions. I want to see what and all permissions are there for this role. We have one command, guys. What is that command? What is that command? sp underscore srv role permission. Don't give any gaps. sp underscore srv role permission. Srv server role permission. So I want to find the permissions of this role, right? Bulk admin, just drag and drop, or you can type it. Okay, if you checked it and if you execute alt text C, a member of bulk admin can do what he can do, guys. A member of bulk admin can add another, just listen this one carefully. If you are a member of bulk admin, you can add another person also to that particular bulk admin role. Okay, if Akhilesh is a member of bulk admin, Akhilesh can add, okay, Suresh to the bulk admin role. If Suresh is bulk admin, Suresh can add some other login to the bulk admin role. So that is the meaning of this add member to bulk.
It same works like how we create a WhatsApp group. If you
Right,
take
very
email,
good. Yes, yes. If you are a member of the WhatsApp group, you can add another person. If you have permissions, you can add another person, okay, to that group. In the same way, if you are a member of bulk admin, you can add another person to the bulk admin role. And apart from that, this is default for all the roles. If you are a member of DB creator, you can add another person to DB creator role. If you are a member of disk admin, you can add another person to a disk admin role, like that. This is default permission for every role. Apart from that, he can also do bulk insert operations. Bulk inserts means if you are loading data, okay, bulk data, if you are loading bulk data, or else if you are loading data from any external sources like Excel sheet, notepad, if you are loading data, that is called bulk insert, guys. So server roles, generally server roles, the meaning of server roles means server roles will affect on server. Database role will affect on database, guys. Whatever permissions are there on the server roles, these permissions will be affected on the particular, on the whole server, guys. Server role, okay, on server level you will get the access. Okay, server role means on server level you will get the access. Database role means on the database level you will get the access. Where I can see database role in the security, you can see database roles. Under roles, database roles, you can see these are database roles. Forget about database roles. Server roles means server level access. Database roles means database level access, guys. Okay, chalo. So next I want to see the DB creator. I'll give you one example for DB creator. Where is the role? Where is the role? Server role, DB creator, right? So let me give you an example. You will get an idea, guys. So what DB creator can do? The name itself is saying what DB creator can do. Can you guess what DB creator can do?
He can create the database.
Create databases.
Those who can create, he can delete also, right? Okay, we have a saying that those who can create, he can destroy. Okay, so all text, you see, add member to DB creator role, that we discussed already. Any member, if you are a part of that role, by default you can add other person to that particular role. This we have discussed. Alter, we can change the database, we can create the database, we can drop the database, we can restore. Restoring is also one kind of creating database only. We can restore the log file. So let me give you an example now. So Akhilesh is a login, right? Akhilesh is not part of the any role. See here, can I check? Yeah, double click on Akhilesh, go to server roles. Akhilesh is part of public role only. Listen carefully. Every login by default a member of public server role. Every login by default a member of public server role, guys. Public server role doesn't have any permissions. Okay, public server role doesn't, I cannot uncheck also. I cannot uncheck this one. Try, guys. You cannot uncheck. By default, when you create a login, is a member of public server role. Any login, right? Now Akhilesh is not part of any role, right, other than public, right? Chalo, now I am going to create one database using Akhilesh. Let's see how to create. Right click, new query from the Akhilesh session. So now Akhilesh is running this query. See here, Akhilesh is running this query. So what is the command to create database? Create database. Okay,
database name.
BB daily. Okay, right. I am Akhilesh is executing this query. See, create database permission denied in database master. So now if I add Akhilesh, double click, how can I add any person to any role, server role? Double click on the login, go to server role.
Server roles.
Just click on the DB creator role, click OK. Earlier he is unable to create the database, right? Now execute it. Yeah, completed successfully. Now you can see here how many databases? 2, right? Just refresh it. Earlier Akhilesh is unable to create a database. Now when Akhilesh is a part of DB creator role, as per the DB creator role, Akhilesh can create the database. So now he is able to create the database. Right? Clear, guys? Is it clear? How it
Yes,
will work,
sure.
how to give access to any login on any server role, is it clear? Right, chalo. So let me go to the next role. What is the next role? Guys, in the organization we don't use these server roles, okay? Hardly will use sysadmin role. If sometimes they will ask you, please allow us, please give us sysadmin role, then simply how to give access. So if anyone is asking sysadmin role, first of all we should have mail approval. Without having mail approval, don't give access to anyone. So if I want to give Akhilesh to sysadmin role, go to server role, select sysadmin, click OK, that's it. Within 1 minute our activity will be completed. If he is asking us to add any role, we'll simply add him to a particular role. That is our responsibility as a DBA. But before giving, you should know, right, what sysadmin will do, what DB creator will do. Without knowing, if you give access, if you misuse that access, then you will be in trouble. Okay, and again, while giving access, very important, mail approval should be there. Without having mail approval, send them, okay, boss, without having mail approval I cannot give you access. In the audits again they will find us, okay, just I need a mail approval. Once mail approval is there, attach that mail approval in the ticket, I'll verify and I'll give you the access. This is mandatory, guys. You should ask mail approval before giving access to anyone. Chalo, is it clear, guys? Any questions? So like that, what is the other server role we have? Disk admin. Disk admin will never use. Till in my 10 years career I haven't used this disk admin. So this is for disk initialization and all. So if you are a member of disk admin, you can add another person to this disk admin role. You can initialize the disk. You can these are related to some disks, guys. So we don't use this role at all. Okay, so don't worry. In any project, I worked on multiple projects. In any project we haven't used this role. And very important role, process admin. Listen carefully, guys. Very important this is. So there are two permissions. What are those two permissions? Can you tell me, guys? What permissions are there for this role? Add any person, add member to the particular role, and kill. What is this kill?
Like to kill the process IDs.
Very good. Okay. So here, listen carefully. Add member to process admin, you know, if Krista is process admin, Krista can add Mike to this role. If Mike is process admin, Mike can add Muni to this role. Like that, they can keep on adding. What is kill? First of all, what is session? What is process? We'll discuss, guys. Okay. If I want to run any query, what I'll do? I'll open new query window. Okay. Each query is called one process or one session, guys. Each query, where you will run the query, the platform. Okay, the platform you can see, right? This is a query window. Each session is one process, guys. If you are running one session, select star from sys.sys table, some other queries and all. For example, I want to read select star from Zomato what is the table name in the Zomato we have? Sales, customer ID we have, let me check, yeah, customer customer. I can read table like this also. Okay, now if you execute invalid Zomato, okay,
Zomato name.
yeah, thank you. Right, right?
Customer
No, star and from spacing is
Done. Okay, so now you can see this user administrator want to execute something like this. So what he will do, he will open a new query window. When he open a new query window, one session will be opened, guys. You can see in each session you can see one number. What is this number? Can you tell me what is this number for each session?
Session ID number.
Session ID. Okay, this is called session ID. I can easily track what administrator is doing, what Akhilesh is running in his session 52, what Akhilesh is running. I can easily track it using session IDs, and I can track how much percentage is completed, how much work is going on in each session. Is it clear, guys? Akhilesh came here and he just initiated a backup query. How much backup percentage is completed, I can track it. I can track what Akhilesh is running, easily I can track How? Using session IDs, SP IDs. This is called SP ID, server process ID, guys. Server process ID, where I can see all the session IDs using SP underscore who2. There is a query called SP underscore who2. Using this, I can see all the processes that are running in SQL Server. See how many processes are running, guys. Can you tell me how many processes are running? How many processes are running currently?
55.
You can see here the total count. You can see
55.
55 rows, means
55.
55 processes are running in the SQL Server, guys. Out of this 55, up to 50 processes are background process. Sorry, not here. SPID 50. Up to 50 process, you can see 47, right? Up to 50 processes are background process, which will help to run the, see, if Windows Server is running in the backend, lot of other processes are running, right? So in the same way, if SQL Server is up and running, means in the backend lot of SQL processes will run, guys. So these are background processes. Up to 50 background processes will be there. Up to 50. From 51 onwards, user processes will start. Okay, you can see here. You can see the login name and all. You can see who is running this session. I can track it. 52 is running by Akhilesh. The login name I can track. 53 again Akhilesh. 54 administrator is running. 55, 56, 57 Akhilesh is running. Like that I can track each and every session, guys. In this also I can track what queries they are running, on which server name, and what queries they are running, how much CPU they utilized, or the query that they are running, how much CPU it is utilizing, how much disk drive it is utilizing, last batch, what is the program name they are using. Okay, you can see here what is the program name they are using. Program means, what is meant by program name, guys? Using which application they connected. Using Management Studio only they connected, right? So that's why you can see Management Studio query window, like this you can see. Sometimes you can see the application programs also. So like this you can see the SPID and all. So this is how generally we can see the processes that are running in the SQL Server, guys. Clear? If Akhilesh ran the same query, see here, Control Z, Control C. Okay, Akhilesh is going to run the same query, guys. Can anyone tell me how many processes Akhilesh can see?
Only Akhilesh related things.
Why Akhilesh can see all the processes?
These are the SQL Server plus Akhilesh.
Why Akhilesh is able to see all the processes? No, he cannot. He is not supposed to do. Let me go to logins. That means Akhilesh is a sysadmin. Okay, I'm sorry, this is a different login. Earlier we gave sysadmin login to him, so that's why he is able to see. Let me remove sysadmin login. Okay, and if I click OK, so now if Akhilesh run this query, if he execute, Akhilesh can see only his session, 52 session. He cannot see other session. Sysadmin can do anything, guys. Just to show you sysadmin demo, I have added Akhilesh to sysadmin, right? So that's why Akhilesh can see all the processes. But by default, generally, any login, if I create a new login, see here, new login, and I am going to create a login for SQL login. I am going to create, and I am going to create login for Giriza. Imagine, okay, I am giving some password. 1 2 3, otherwise I'll give a simple password, guys. 1 2 3 tab 1 2 3. If you are giving simple password, you have to uncheck this one. In the organization, don't do that. Just for the time saving, I am giving a simple password, okay, and I am clicking OK. Now let's connect as Giriza, and let me open SP Who2 under Giriza session. How many sessions we can see? What is this login? Giriza login, and tab 1 2 3 is the password. Now Giriza is able to connect. Right click new query window, and if Giriza run this sp underscore who2, Giriza can see only her session 58 Giriza login. Select into command. Select into means service stored procedure, guys. If anyone is running stored procedure, then you can see select. If you are running select query, select star from sys dot. There is another query also to find the processes. Select star from sys dot sys processes. Okay, this is also one select query. You can run this also. Still you can see only one session. Okay, you can see like this, guys. Okay, you can see like this. Okay, if you see here command, what command she is running, select command she is running. So if you are not part of, who can see all the processes in SQL Server? Can you guess it, guys, now? Other than sysadmin?
Administrator, sir.
Bulk admin.
Administrator or sysadmin, both are same. Okay, bulk admin, why bulk admin will see, tell me.
Process admin and sysadmin.
Process admin and sysadmin. We are discussing about process admin role, right? So process admin and sysadmin, these two people can see all the processes. See here, now if I want to kill one session, how to kill any session? I want to kill this session, guys. I came to know that one of the session is creating some issues. 56 session is creating some issues. I want to kill this 56 session. How to kill it? Simple. Kill 50 session ID, SP ID. That's it. Execute it. Alt X. That's it. Command complete. But Girza can kill any session like that?
No.
No, sir.
Let me check one more session. Let's try. Okay, one more session 64. 64 is Girza session only. 65. Okay, so kill 65. Kill 65. So if she is executing this session, user doesn't have permission to use the kill statement. Okay, so now what I'll do? I'll give access to Girza. I'll add her to this process admin role, and if I click OK,
Now she can.
yeah, now she can, as per the process admin, what process admin can do?
Kill the session and add the user to the.
Yes, she can kill the sessions and she can also add any other login to the process admin role. So if I come here, earlier she is unable to see all the processes, right? Now if you execute, now she can see all the processes. She can see all 55. Earlier only one process she can see, and earlier when you run this query, she can see only one process, that is her process. Now she can see all 55 processes, and now she is able to kill it. Done. Command completed successfully under Girja's session. So who can kill the sessions, guys? Other sessions. A process
System admin.
and a sysadmin. These people, see, whenever I ask who can do that, always sysadmin can do anything. So by default, your answer, one of your answer can be sysadmin. Other than sysadmin, who can kill the processes, guys?
Process admin.
Process admin.
Very simple. But before killing, cross check, guys. Don't kill the sessions. Why? Because I'll tell you, for example, Akhilesh is a business analyst. Akhilesh is a business analyst. Akhilesh, okay, in the Akhilesh office, some clients came. He is giving one presentation to the clients for a new project and all. Now, Akhilesh, when he is giving one presentation, he is going to, okay, use SQL Server in the back end. Might be that presentation or the application that he is using for the presentation in the back end, it was connected to the database. So Akhilesh is running some queries for the presentation and all. So now you can see under Akhilesh name, some processes are running. Suddenly you kill the Akhilesh session. What will happen? What will happen, guys? You killed Akhilesh session. Without knowing him, you killed Akhilesh session. What will
You
happen?
lost the connection with
Whatever
DB,
the
sir.
work.
Connection string.
Yes, he is going to lose the
Application
connection
will
to the
stop.
database. Application will be stopped and he is going to lose the access to the application, or he don't get the data. What clients will feel, that client, that project can be 1 crore rupees project, 1,000 crore rupees project, right? Right? So don't know which user is doing what kind of activities. You cannot simply kill it. Okay, Akhilesh session is creating, it is eating a lot of CPU, lot of memory, chalo, I'll kill Akhilesh session. You cannot do that. You have to take approval from Akhilesh. Hey Akhilesh, I can see his name right from the logins list. If Girza is giving presentation, hey Girza, I see that your queries are taking lot of CPU and memory, which is causing performance issues. Can I kill your session? If Girza say yes, yes, proceed, you can kill it. You can happily kill the session. Who will kill the sessions? DBS only will kill the sessions. We don't give, again, we don't give these access to any other people, but you should know in what scenario we have to kill, when you will kill, how you will kill. We should know these things, guys. Is it clear? Clear? Guys? Any
Yes,
questions?
Shalva.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So, okay.
Sir, how can you provide that security to table level, sir?
I'll show you. Of course, that's very important. Why I'll skip it. Okay. At the end of the security session, I'll show you. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Very simple. Very simple. It's very simple. Okay. Right. Next is just I'll take a 5 to 10 minutes of your time, guys. Okay. Let's see how many server roles will complete. In the evening, we'll discuss about the database roles. Process admin, right? And then public doesn't have. If you want to see what permissions are there for public, you can see, guys. You can drag and drop this public. Public doesn't have any permission. See here, you will get an error. Public is not a known fixed server role. Okay. Out of these 9 roles, 8 roles are fixed server roles where you will have permissions. One role which is public is not a fixed server role, so public doesn't have any permissions. You can see. Public by default, any login will see public. Very good question. What is the purpose of public if it doesn't have any permissions? What is the purpose of public? Can you tell me? When you create a new login, automatically you are able to connect to the SQL server, right? Why you are able to connect to SQL server? How come you are able to connect? I just created a new login, right? I didn't give access on the server, right? How come? Because of public server role. Public by default will have access to SQL server. As you are a member of public, by default when I create a login, as you are a member of public, automatically you are able to connect to SQL server. That's it you can do. You cannot do any other things. Why you are able to connect? Someone asked, sir, you just created a login, but still how come he is able to connect to SQL server? When you create a login, automatically that login is a part of public server role. So that's why he is able to connect. Public server role will have one permission, that is connect to SQL server, but that you cannot see here. Okay, clear, guys? Right, let's discuss about the security admin. Security means what? Mainly security means what will come in the mind, guys? Security means, if you see this security, what things are there in the security?
Server roles,
Logins, right? Mainly
logins.
logins and all, right?
Logins.
So a member of security admin, okay, can add another member to a security admin role. He can give permissions to grant, deny, revoke. I will explain in the evening session. I will explain. In the evening session, I will explain what is grant, deny and revoke. Grant means giving permissions. Deny means removing the permissions. Okay, deny means, and deny and revoke almost same, but I will tell you what is the use of the deny and all. 1 minute, please. Hello, Ania. Right, okay. So he can create, especially security admin is for creating new logins. Okay, especially security admin is for creating new logins, dropping the existing logins, okay, and changing the passwords of the logins. Can I rename the login first of all? Is it possible? Can I rename the login, guys? Can I rename the login?
Yes.
Can I reset the password of the login? Sometimes you'll get a tickets, guys. Hey, can you please reset the password for Giza's account? How to reset? Double click on it. You can simply reset the password from here. Uncheck, delete it, give the new password, enforce password policy, click OK. Automatically Girza will get a new password. How to rename a login? Simple, just click here. If you want, right click rename, or you can just click and again give some gap and again click, and you can just add Girza. You can add a yes. Okay, you can see the login can be renamed, guys. So security admin mainly responsible for creating new logins, for renaming the logins, for deleting the logins, for resetting the passwords of the logins, for adding another login to the security admin. These permissions generally will use security admin, guys. Okay, so now let me show you now. Akhilesh can see. Akhilesh, any questions? Done. Okay, chalo. Now Akhilesh, where is the server? So now Akhilesh can see only 2 logins, but in the server we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 logins. But Akhilesh can see only 2 logins. Why? Why? Can Akhilesh create a new login? Okay. Something like Suresh, SQL Server Authentication, 1, 2, 3 tab, 1, 2, 3. Uncheck enforce password policy. Click OK. User doesn't have permissions to perform this action. Akhilesh cannot create new logins, and Akhilesh cannot see all the logins. Not only Akhilesh, Giriza also cannot see all the logins.
Because we have given only permission to the server level.
Right. Okay, and they can see only their logins and SA login by default. SA is a permanent login. SA is the permanent login in the SQL server. SA, you can say it is a sysadmin or system administrator, anything. SA is the permanent login in the SQL server. So they can see their own logins. Giriza connected, Giriza can see her own login and SA login. Akhilesh connected, Akhilesh can see his own login and SA login, guys. They cannot see other logins. When they can see other logins and when they can create new logins, when they can drop existing logins,
When we give permission to the
Like
Security admin.
when they have a role as security admin.
when we have added them into the security admin, then they can do that. So let me add Giriza to the security admin. How to add to a server role? Double click on Giriza, go to server role, add to security admin, click OK, refresh the server. Okay, refresh Giriza's connection. Earlier Giriza can see only 2 logins. Now expand Giriza security. Now Giriza can see all the logins. Earlier Giriza is unable to create a new login. What happened? Login failed for Giriza. Just refresh this. The Giriza name is renamed, right? So that's why it's creating some problem. Login failed for Giriza. Let me reconnect. Okay, let me reconnect. Disconnect. Connect. Giriza. Okay, and password 123. Right, now let me create a security. Right click, new login. New login. Right, SQL Server authentication. Earlier she is unable to create a new login, right? Suresh.
Yeah, now she'll be able to.
Yes, 123 tab 123. Uncheck enforce password. Don't uncheck in the organization, guys. Just to give simple password. If you check it, it don't accept this 123 password. You have to give strong password. Instead of wasting the time, I'm unchecking. But in the organization, don't uncheck. If you uncheck it, users cannot change the password. Okay, users must change password at next login. If you uncheck the whole setup, they cannot change the password. So security violation. Don't uncheck in the organization. In the practice, I'm going to uncheck. Chalo, password validation failed. The password. Okay. So I gave the check it, right. So it is not allowing the password. Okay, done. Then created. Clear, guys? What a security admin can do? He can create new logins, he can drop existing logins, he can rename the logins, he can reset the passwords of the logins. These are main permissions. That's it. If anyone is going to ask, if anyone is asking what security admin can do or who can create new logins, a security admin and sysadmin can create new logins. Okay. DBA will need not to do all these things, but we don't give these permissions to users. But you should know, in case if suddenly someone asking, hey, I need security permission, security admin, please add me to security admin, you should know what security admin will do. Usually DB only will do. We don't give any permissions to others. Only, guys, you should know these roles. That's why I'm explaining. In the organization, we don't add any person to any role, guys. Okay, we have customized server roles that will be discussed in the evening session. Okay, why? Because users, they don't need these kind of permissions. These are server level permissions and maintenance related permissions. So they are not responsible for the maintenance and all, right? So generally DBS will have sysadmin permissions only, but you should know what role will do, what each role will do, what each role having permissions and all. Okay, clear? So that's it for now. Sorry for taking time. Okay, so we'll disconnect now, guys. In the evening at 7 p.m. we'll connect. 7 p.m. IST will connect, and then we'll discuss about the other server roles and custom server role, database roles, and I'll give you a brief about the security, what a DBA will do in the security generally in the organization. Okay, chalo, right. That's it for now, guys. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, we are good to disconnect. Right. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.